At this point, many players come to me and say, okay, but Mr. Miller, when do I get started? When do I get to do stuff? And the answer to that is right now if you want. It's all about what you're doing in class. So from the Habits of NOLAT Labs Employees column, you should have already gotten the idea that the first thing you do when you come in class is check the weekly. Read the note from Ms. Nolat, make sure you're up to date on what she shared with us, and then depending on whether you are a new designer or a veteran, you come down and read the column from me with notes for that class, and these will change throughout the week, although Ms. Nolat's note probably won't most weeks. Keep an eye on the notes section. Make sure that you're up to date on any notes that are there. Those may also change. Once you've finished that, you jump over to your maps. This is part of your routine as a NOLAT Labs employee every time you come into class. Right now, it's defaulting to the Getting Started map because so many students are just getting started. Eventually, it's going to switch next week, eventually. It will go to the daily map to get started every day. And here's where you take a look. Make sure that your personalized learning plan is up to date. It will turn yellow every time that there's something new to fill out there. Right now, mine is blue, so I know that I've caught up. I've done everything that's required for that. And then go to the week that you need, whichever week it is. If you aren't sure it should be back on the weekly, you can check. Right down here, I will keep a running note of what week in the semester we are currently in. So back on the maps, we know it's week 1 because we just saw that in Ms. Nolat's notes and my notes, and this is the one that's open. I know this Tuesday one is not open because it's grayed out. It's locked because it's not Tuesday yet. So I'll go in and do my sketching exercise for today and get started with that. Once I've done that, I'm going to take a look at my design thinking map and make sure that I'm caught up there. So here, if I'm a new designer, I need 5 of these quests completed by September 15th. I have 3 right now, so I need to think, how much time before September 15th do I need to get another one of these done in order to stay on track today? If so, I might pick one and jump in. And you notice I'm not doing them in order. I'm picking ones that I'm interested in. And that's perfectly okay. On this map, you can do them in any order. In fact, it's more useful if you do them out of order, I think. Jump around. Get a broad idea that gradually fills in as you become a more and more experienced designer. Now, I've looked at the daily, I've looked at design thinking, I've read the weekly. I'm caught up for the day. It should be maybe 10-15 minutes into class. Now it's time for me to jump into my discipline work. And this is, I think, what you've been asking. I haven't finished all of my getting started and design thinking quests yet. I'm not up to date, so I don't have a large list here. This list is short. There's really only sketching as a discipline that's listed here. Once I've completed all of my requirements, it's going to jump into a much bigger list with all of the other disciplines: computer-aided design and manufacturing, woodworking, graphic design, coding, all of those. But let's jump to sketching, assuming that I'm interested in that particular discipline right now. Here, there's a basics column. And then down at the bottom of the basics column, there's this apprentice project. Oops, I don't want to actually open that right now. The apprentice project is grayed out because I haven't finished the column yet. I need at least 7 quests to complete that, so I need to go through and work on these. These are all exercises. Within the sketching discipline, these are exercises that work on the basic skills for this discipline. Once I've completed those, The apprentice project is a chance for me to show that I really do know this discipline. I know the fundamentals. And when I've earned my apprentice badge, both in NoLit Labs and in the class, I have permission to move on. So if I had that badge, there would not be just one column on this map. There would be multiple other columns that I could work in. I could choose the project that I'm interested in. So beyond the apprentice level, you may choose your project. If you would like to continue developing skills in that discipline, there will be more quests to help you go further. If you would like to create your own project in that discipline, that's allowable once you have your apprentice badge. Until you have that badge, you need to work on your basic skills and get to the point where you have a broad understanding of that particular discipline. Hopefully that's answered your question. If you have further questions about how the progress works and when you have permission to get started, come see me.